Have you ever heard voices when no one was really there? Or maybe your phone ringing when no one was calling? Don't worry if you have, most people are in the same position. Minor hallucinations like these are really common. Our brains work very hard unless you actively tell them not to, and are prone to making mistakes once in a while. Could it be then that these errors are responsible for human belief in the afterlife? Atheists such as Richard Dawkins have argued that there is no physical evidence for life after death. He points out that the body stays in the ground once dead, and there is always something that you can see, something decaying, so it suggests that there is nothing else apart from that, or at least certainly no evidence for full body resurrection. He would also argue that there's no real evidence for a soul, ghost or spirits, or anything else that isn't physical, that we can't actually observe. And he also argues that because humans evolved with a tendency to see predators, the brain sometimes sees faces even when they are not there, and this is a far more likely explanation of the supernatural than anything else. Let me explain. Imagine you're a human back in the day of caves, hunting, and mammothy, toothy type predators all around you. Humans who feel no fear and don't spend time worrying about predators are much more likely to die than the ones who see predators too often. It's better for the brain to make mistakes and be overactive than not see a predator when one is really there. Maybe over time then our brains continue to evolve this way and continue to see things even when they're not actually there. This could explain why some people believe in ghosts. If this is the case, all claims that there is a life after death must be false. It doesn't mean that people are lying, it just means that there is a scientific explanation, not a supernatural one. For example, someone who claims to see a dead person may have been hallucinating or lying in order to make money. Derren Brown investigates this a lot. As fraud and hallucinations have scientific explanations, an atheist would argue that it's always more likely than the possibility of life after death. For such non-believers, once you are dead, nothing more. People may want to believe in something more, but that does not mean it's true. If you argue then that all things have a scientific, naturalistic explanation, whether it be hallucinations, wishful thinking or fraud, you're suggesting that there is no external being, nothing causing those hallucinations to happen. This is what Richard Dawkins and Derren Brown may argue. However, other atheists do actually accept that there is life after death. They might, for instance, believe in reincarnation. This is the belief that is very different to resurrection. They believe that the soul enters a new body after death. When one person dies, it might enter the body of another person. This person's quite a bit bigger in terms of their head. Other people might argue that spiritual mediums, who are people who speak to the dead, are also evidence for the existence of an afterlife. If you're able to contact the dead, it suggests that they exist. The other is the idea of seeing ghosts. Now, if you want the proper argument for this, it is as follows. If I see someone walking down the street, hi there, I don't have any reason to doubt that that person is real. If you told me that you saw someone else walking down the street, I would also have no reason to doubt that what you see is true. Now, if you tell me that you see a ghost, why should I believe anything different? You didn't lie in the first instance, or my eyes didn't lie in the first instances, so why should it be any different? Why should I automatically discount it when I see a ghost? As such, many people would argue that seeing is believing. If you see something supernatural, it suggests that it must be real.